Tonight from East West Stadium in Fairmont, it's the 102nd East West game, and tonight's game really matters. Both teams are headed to the Class AA playoffs, but the winner of tonight's game will secure home field advantage for the first round. The Polar Bears come in with a record of 6-3. East Fairmont is 7-2. Tonight, it's Fairmont Senior, East Fairmont from the stadium in Fairmont.
Brody Whitehair, number 4, sophomore.
Jermaine Lewis, number 26, senior.
Dylan Hours, number 5, junior. Jaden Shariza, number 6, junior. Cannon Dinger, number 10, sophomore. Trey Longo, number 3, senior. Braylon Michael, 62, senior. Noah Clifton, 51, senior. Trevor Bigelow, 55, sophomore.
Caleb Arbogast, number 50, sophomore.
Brennan Matheny, 66, senior.
Joseph Richmond, 61, junior.
Michael Cruzel, number 2, senior.
Colby Hamilton, number 20, senior.
Landon Tasker, 21, senior.
Gavin Michael, number 14, junior.
Now let's take a look at the comparisons between the two schools. Playoff wins in school history, state championships in the last 4 years. How about wins in the last 10 years? Polar Bears with a big edge there. Also, points scored against each other. Fairmont Senior 390 against the Bees. Points scored in the last 10 years. Look at this. Fairmont over 4,500 points. Playoff wins in the last 10 years. The Polar Bears have 22, and East hasn't been in the playoffs. And playoffs appearances in the last 10 years. Fairmont with a perfect 10, and East Fairmont still looking for its first. national anthem and comments from East Coach Shane Eckel. That means we're just about ready for football tonight. It also means that we're ready for Ray Frazier's scouting report on the East Fairmont Bees.
Yeah, Jeff. Tonight, offensively from East Fairmont, we'll see, a lot of spread offense, but they'll have, basically it's a three-headed monster with Crookshanks, Fantasia, and Colt. Crookshanks, as we said in the pregame, he's a dual threat quarterback. He can do well in the run game. Quarterback power is nice, those types of things, but he also has the ability to throw the ball, throw it well. And I think a lot of times when things break down, looking at him on tape, that's when he's at his best. So we got to really make sure that we contain him with that. Fantasia is a very capable runner. He has 915 yards already on the season. Colt 36 catches for 641 yards and 12 touchdowns. So, they definitely have some offensive punch that we have to contain. Defensively, we'll see 4-3. A lot of coverage you look, but they'll start out with those two deep safeties, and they'll drop that safety down in the box to try to get that eighth defender in the box. So we're going to have to be ready for that. They're going to try to stop the run. We've got to run it better. And I think those stop the run is going to be important for us, and then being able to be able to run the ball, and also limit turnovers. Those are going to be keys to this.
Because of some injuries this season, versatility has been important for the Polar Bears, and one of those players is senior Colby Hamilton. You know about him as a wrestler. He's a state champion wrestler. He was a state runner-up the year before. He's thrust into playing time this season with some injuries. First to Jermaine Lewis. He was playing outside linebacker. Then he's been playing in the secondary. I had a chance to check in with him before the game, get an idea on just how being a wrestler has made it easier to be a football player.
Three-time state champion Nick Barney. East Fairmont will win the toss and decline. West Fairmont will receive and defend the north end zone.
That's Colby Hamilton, who grew up in the East Fairmont school system, going his first 8 years to East Fairmont schools, then transferred to Fairmont Senior as a freshman and has been here ever since. So, opening coin toss, Polar Bears have won the toss and elected to receive. And that means East Fairmont will be on defense first here tonight. So this is a little more like the traditional Fairmont Senior football. Of course, one of the reasons for that is the Polar Bears will play again tonight without their kicker, Nate Flower. He's involved in the state semifinals. In fact, they are just about ready to start that game as well. That's down south. So Nate is playing tonight and hopefully again tomorrow in the state championship. So without Flower's kicking ability, Polar Bears have decided to take the football first. And had a game last week to get ready for Flower's absence, and Cannon Dinger is going to be doing the kickoffs for the Polar Bears, and we found out last week that Dinger did a pretty nice job with that. So we know that spot is filled, and on the extra points, it's still somewhat up in the air as to how the Polar Bears will handle that. Punting, Gavin Michael will be doing the punting. So you lose one guy, and you got to fill 3 spots, and that's what the Polar Bears are doing tonight in the absence of Nate Flower. Also welcoming back Noah Clifton. With him gone, you were actually replacing two players because his sub was coming from another spot on the line, and so you had two different players playing in different spots. So having him back is a big help.
That's a big deal. I mean, anytime you get your center back,
On to kick off for East Fairmont, number 84, Connor Taylor. Back deep for Fairmont Senior, number 15.
Connor Tingler is going to kick off for the Bees in the white uniforms, navy blue helmets. Polar Bears in the all blue with the white helmets, white numbers. East will kick off from right to left. And this 102nd edition of the East-West game is now underway as Tingler kicks a little short pooch kick that is going to hit at the 20-yard line, and it's picked up at the 16 by Longwell. He gets up to the 20, up to the 25, gets to the 30-yard line, and over the 30 to the 35, and that's where the Polar Bears will go first down and 10. Nice return for Trey Longwell, and the Polar Bears have their first possession.
By number 12, Jaden Trioletta. Fairmont Senior will set up first and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Polar Bear offensive line will have Clifton at center, Arbogast and Richmond at the guards, Michael and Bigelow at the tackles. Fairmont starts out on the far hash marks at its own 35-yard line. Brody White here in the shotgun with three receivers bunched to the left side. In motion comes Dinger. And there is the give to Lewis up the middle. Lewis hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for maybe a yard. But that'll be all. The middle of the East Fairmont line was too tough for the Polar Bears that time. It'll be second down and 9.
talk about that two safety look, and they dropped that safety down the box to give them the extra defender on the first down.
Second and 9. Fairmont sends its receivers to the right side this time. The backfield is empty. And Whitehair is in the shotgun. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Now Whitehair looks to the sidelines. Plenty of time on the play clock. It's at 8 seconds now. He takes the snap. Short pass to the far side is too low for Colby Hamilton to handle, and it's incomplete. That was not a good pass by Polar Bear quarterback Brody Whitehair.
Brings up third down.
Watch right now, third down, distance, pressure here.
Third down and 9. This time Fairmont has Lewis in the backfield to the left of quarterback Whitehair. The ball is at the Fairmont 36. Whitehair back to pass. Fires downfield far side. Caught beautifully by Hours. He has it at the 50. Down to the 40, the 30, the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. Hits a Polar Bear touchdown. Hits a 64-yard TD pass and run. And Fairmont Senior strikes first. Leads it 6-0.
64-yard touchdown.
Polar Bears will be going for 2 now with a 6-0 lead. Damani Johnson checks in. He's one of the running backs alongside Whitehair. Ball at the 3-yard line. In motion goes Dinger. Whitehair rolling to the right, looking, passes into the end zone, and the pass is caught for the 2-point conversion. It's Cannon Dinger, and the Polar Bears have an 8-0 lead. And there's time out on the field. There appears to be a flag on the play. False start is the call against the Polar Bears. So Fairmont's going to have to do it again. That'll take the ball back to the 8-yard line. When you're going to throw it in, it almost gets a little easier the farther out you get. So the ball comes back to the 8. Fairmont has to do it all over again. This time, Whitehair has Lewis to his right. And he's looking to pass again. Now he's running with the ball up the middle. He's down to the 5. Gets for a block, goes to the sidelines, and he stops short. Tripped up right there by Alex Culp, and he doesn't get in. So the penalty costs Fairmont 2 points. Timeout on the field, 10:48 to go first quarter. It's Fairmont 6, East Fairmont nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Don't forget, fans, to purchase your 50-50 tickets. See Mike Sammons at the press box entrance in his plaid shirt.
Dylan Hours catches a 64-yard touchdown pass from Brody Whitehair, and the Polar Bears now have a 6-0 lead. Fairmont will be kicking off now. Cannon Dinger will be doing the kicking for Fairmont. Tees the ball up on the near hash marks at the 40-yard line. And there's his kick. Nice kick, end over end, and it is going to be taken at the 5-yard line and taken from left to right by Rocket Nichols, and he'll take it up to about the 20-yard line, hit and brought down there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bees. 10:41 to go in the first quarter from East West Stadium. Polar Bears strike first and lead it 6-0.
Returned by number 82, Gavin Murphy. Tackled by number 14, Gavin Michael. Eastern will set up 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line.
East quarterback Ian Crookshanks, pretty good sized kid, and he's a junior. So he's got another season. He's 6 feet tall, 198 pounds. He's thrown for over 1,400 yards this season, and tonight will become East Fairmont's all-time leading passer. 1st down and 10, and he gives it to Fantasia. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought down. No gain on the play. Polar Bears had several blue jerseys there, and as always, Michael Crizel is one of them.
Really good job of that front three. They're going to be tonight. The responsibilities, but great job of everybody getting their football on the front side.
Dominic Fantasia, 85 yards shy of 1,000 for his sophomore season. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Bees now, and Crookshanks is back in the shotgun formation. And he's back to pass. Getting backside pressure from Michael. He's hit. The ball pops loose. And let's see who's got it. It appears the Bees have recovered. Braylon Michael with a big hit on the quarterback, forced the fumble, but East Fairmont recovers behind the line of scrimmage at the 19.
Tell you what, Jeff, Michael at time, he played with a 5 technique, which is an outside shade tackle. Just had a speed rush on their tackle and just didn't rotate.
Check that. That'll be ruled an incomplete pass.
Oh, so now they're calling it incomplete pass. Okay, it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Bees now. Crookshanks back in the shotgun formation. An important 3rd down for East Fairmont. He's back to pass again, and his pass to the near side is caught by Culp at the 30, gets to the 35, and then is hit and spun around at about the 37-yard line. But a nice catch by Alex Culp and a 1st down for the Bees.
Crookshanks pass complete to number 30, Alex Culp.
You usually don't have a good quarterback unless you have good receivers, and Culp has been that for the Bees this year. First down of the night for East, and the ball is at the Bees' 37-yard line. Crookshanks on a 1st down play. Gives it off to Fantasia, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Actually doesn't even get there, as the Polar Bears had him immediately.
Brought down by number 5, Dylan Hours, and number 50, Caleb Arbogast.
Dylan Hours was one of the first ones there, and the Polar Bears now are putting East Fairmont in a 2nd and 12 from the 35. Crookshanks trying to draw the Polar Bears off sides. Didn't do it. Now he looks to the sidelines for the play call. He has a couple of receivers to the right side, and he's rolling to the right to pass. Sends it to the far side of the field, and the pass is caught at the 47-yard line, close to the 1st down on the far side of the field. Colby Hamilton makes the stop.
Crookshanks pass complete to number 30, Alex Culp. Brought down by number 20, Colby Hamilton.
Colby Hamilton makes the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard to go for the Bees. 3rd and 1 at the East 46-yard line. Crookshank's high snap, and he carries the ball up the middle, and he will have the first down, but not by much, as he takes the ball up to the 48-yard line. There was nothing up the middle, and then he bounced it a little to the left and was able to surge forward just to the 48, and that's enough for an East first down.
First down for East Fairmont.
First down 10 for the Bees. Second first down of the night for East Fairmont. Now the Bees spread out the formation more. They have 3 receivers to the left side and 1 to the right. Running back alongside Crookshanks, and one of the Bees gets a quick start. That was Avery Brown. Jumped the snap count, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty against East Fairmont. And that's one similarity between these two teams. Both have had problems with penalties this year. First down 15. East now has it at its own 43, moving from right to left. Crookshanks with 3 receivers to the left side. Long count. He's back to pass, getting pressure. Sends it to the far side of the field, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete. In the area of Avery Brown, but Crookshanks was just trying to get rid of the ball.
Crookshanks' pass will go incomplete.
Second down and 15 for East now at its own 43. East Fairmont's record 7-2 this season. The Polar Bears 6-3. These two teams tied for 9th in the AA ratings. Polar Bears showing blitz on this second down play. Crookshanks calling the signals now. And he's back to pass. Now he's getting pressure. He runs to the far side of the field, sends it to the sidelines, and overthrows his intended receiver, who tries to jump for it, but it's incomplete. That was intended for Brown. Damani Johnson defending on the play for Fairmont Senior.
Pass intended for number 34, Avery Brown, goes incomplete. Number 15, Damani Johnson on the coverage. Be a third down for East Fairmont.
So now third down and long, 3rd and 15, and you don't want to give him lots of time to throw, and Fairmont hasn't been doing that, make him a little uncomfortable in the pocket. 3rd and 15 from the 43. Crookshanks to pass, rolling to the near side now. Sets up and just throws it over the middle, and it's almost intercepted at the 45-yard line. The Polar Bears almost had that one as Jermaine Lewis had his hands on it, and it would have been a big interception there. But it's 4th down and a punting situation for the Bees.
Broken up by number 26, Jermaine Lewis. 4th down, East Fairmont.
Crookshanks is also the punter. Line of scrimmage is the 43. He stands at his 29. Dylan Hours back to return for Fairmont. Good snap, and the punt is away. Nice punt by Crookshanks. Hours runs back and catches it over his shoulder at the 10. Angles to the far side, gets up to the 15, and now at the 20, down the sidelines at the 25, and then pushed out of bounds.
Crookshanks punt returned.
So a nice punt by Ian Crookshanks, and Fairmont is going to have the football. Let's see where they've marked it out. It appears to be about the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line.
In Polar Bear territory with 6:36 on the clock at the change of possession. Fairmont Senior 6, East Fairmont nothing. So Fairmont hit with a penalty on that return. Illegal block in the back called against Fairmont's Colby Hamilton. So a 10-yard penalty will take it back to the 22-yard line. First down and 10 for the Polar Bears now. Back at the 22. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. Whitehair in the pistol formation with Lewis behind him. And there's the handoff to Lewis. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. No chance at all. tackle for loss by Camden Bonner of the Bees, a sophomore.
Dakota Danmeyer.
Credit the defense line. On that play, they got a good penetration and created negative yards for them.
-3 for the Polar Bears. Second down and 13. The ball back now at the 19-yard line. Two receivers left, two to the right. Second and long. Whitehair to pass, getting pressure, steps up in the pocket. Now he's running with the ball. He gets to the 20. He gets to the 30. He's at the 40, at the 50, down the sidelines at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Brody Whitehair, an 81-yard TD run, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 12-0. The officials are talking, and they are going to call a block in the back against the Polar Bears. Here we go again. Every now and then you run into crews that just don't like big plays. And that flag is thrown at the 39-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard penalty against Fairmont. Take the ball back to about the 29. So it's going to be second down for Fairmont Senior and about 4 yards to go.
One thing on that play I know that's coming back, just right there seeing the danger of he's throwing in man coverage. They're going to be in a lot of danger with man coverage.
Result of penalty be second and 3 from the 29.
So the ball is at the 29, second down, about 3 yards to go for the Polar Bears now. They're in their own territory, leading 6-0. Whitehair in the pistol formation now, low snap. He hands it off to Dylan Hours, trying to get outside to the right, and he does. He's at the 35 and goes down to about the 38-yard line, and it'll be a Fairmont Senior first down.
Number 5, Dylan Hours, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 58, Dakota Danmeyer. Result of the play will be
It'll be a 9-yard pickup for Dylan Hours. Fairmont gets its second first down of the night. And the ball is at the Fairmont 38. Far hash marks, Fairmont moves from left to right, 5:23 to go first quarter. Whitehair is in the shotgun. He looks to the sidelines. Lewis to his right. Longwell, receiver to the near side. Whitehair having some communication issues with his receivers. The play clock is down to 3. Now he's back to pass. Looks to the right. Now chased and just throws it away out of bounds. And it'll be an incomplete pass. That play was just messed up from the beginning.
Yeah, I think they were going to have a look right there where they were wanting to take a shot and just didn't protect the ball. They brought the safety down and kind of looked to see high safety. We finally got some vertical routes out there.
So now it's 2nd and 2 for Fairmont. The ball at the Polar Bear 38. 5 minutes to go. We're in the first quarter. Now there's another flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
So there's a 5-yard penalty coming up. I think they're going to call grounding on Brody Whitehair. Five-yard penalty, loss of down, and the ball comes all the way back to the 22-yard line. Fairmont has to get to the 48 for a first down, so it's 2nd and 26 for the Polar Bears now. The problem Whitehair had was he was out of the pocket, and then he circled and came back the other way, and at that point he wasn't outside the tackles. He was right behind the center and threw it away out of bounds, so they call intentional grounding. Second down, 25 at the 22. Whitehair back to pass. Far side, the pass is incomplete. That pass wasn't well thrown by Brody. And there's another flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And now they're going to call holding against the Polar Bears. This is a Mason-Dixon conference crew here tonight. Glenn Dalton is the referee. Dale Boggs, the umpire. Lee Yost, linesman. Line judge Tony Catania, and Mike Niggemeyer is the field judge. So 4th down, punting situation for Fairmont Senior now. And Dylan Hours to punt. Now he's going to run with it. Dylan gets to the 20. He gets to the 30. He gets to the 35. He's at the 40 to 45. And he's going to be just a little bit short of the first down, I think. He had to get all the way to the 48-yard line. And I think he might be about a yard short. See where the officials mark it. Well, now the one official had the ball. Now he's coming to the sidelines for that official to mark it. And I think they're going to measure. Stop the clock. And they'll bring the chains in. So it'll just take them a while now because the chains are on one sideline and they've got to bring them to the other. Dylan Hours back to punt, took that snap, and then there was a lot of room in front of him. The problem was he needed to get 26 yards. Waiting for the chains. They put the chains down, and it is going to be waiting for the official's call. They still haven't called it. It's that close. Fairmont saying first down. East is saying it's their ball. And now the referee agrees and says it's East Fairmont's football. So the Polar Bears turnover on downs at the 48-yard line after a 25-yard run by Dylan Hours, but it was just short. And with 4:44 to go on the clock, East will get the football. Well, the Polar Bears already have 55 yards in penalties, and we've only played about a half of the first quarter. Now East Fairmont gets it. First down and 10 at the Polar Bear 48. So the Bees have a golden opportunity. Fairmont Senior leads this game 6-0, but a game marred by several offensive penalties that totally destroyed Fairmont's last possession. Quarterback Crookshanks in the pistol formation. Hands it off to Fantasia, and he gets a yard down to the 47 and then is stood up and brought down.
Number 33, Fantasia, the ball carrier. Stood up by number 5, Dylan Hours.
Hours brought him down. Dylan's been busy on defense so far tonight. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Bees. The ball down at the 46 in Polar Bear territory. Two receivers to the right side for Crookshanks. And he fakes it to Fantasia, passes to the sidelines, and the pass is caught by Culp along the sidelines, and he's hit, and he's going to go down inside the 40, but it'll be an East Fairmont first down at about the 35-yard line.
Brought down by number 20, Kobe Hamilton. It's going to be a first down for East Fairmont.
12-yard pass play, 40 passing yards for the quarterback Crookshanks. And Culp's have been busy. Favorite receiver. First down and 10 for the Bees at the Fairmont 34. Crookshanks high, snap goes over his head. It's picked up in the backfield by Fantasia. He's hit by Crizel, and he's going down at the 44-yard line for a loss of about 10 yards.
To be tackled in the backfield by number 2, Michael Crizel.
So the ball is at the 44-yard line in Fairmont territory. The Bees need to get to the 24 for the first down. So if that makes it 2nd and 20. 3:08 turning clock, first quarter. The Polar Bears 6, the Bees nothing. Fairmont had an 81-yard touchdown run called back just moments ago. Crookshanks back to pass, gets pressure from Lewis. He is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be sacked.
Number 15, Ian Crookshanks to be tackled by number 2, Michael Frizzell, and number 26, Jermaine Lewis. It'll be 3rd down for East Fairmont.
10-yard loss for Crookshanks. And it's 3rd down, and about 31 yards to go for the Bees at their own 45-yard line. And there is the handoff to Fantasia, and he is smashed at the line of scrimmage. He had no place to go, and the Polar Bears manhandled him for no gain, and is going to bring up a 4th down and 32 after a 1-yard loss.
4th down, East Fairmont. Punting for East Fairmont, number 15, Ian Crookshanks. Back for Fairmont Senior, number 5, Dylan Hours.
Hours back to return this punt. Crookshanks had a great one the first time he punted the ball. The line of scrimmage is the 44. This is another beauty. It's a high punt, and Hours is going to let it hit and roll, and it will roll down into the end zone for the touchback. So the Polar Bears will get the football. 1:28 on the clock at the change of possession. Fairmont will get it at the 20. Offensively, Ray, it's really hard to assess Fairmont's performance so far tonight because of all of these penalties.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I know that leads to some frustration, but we need to try to start out right now positive yards on first down, get into some manageable situations for 2nd down, and we can start as we move along this drive and take some shots maybe coming on that third.
1st and 10 Bears at the 20. Fairmont Senior 6, East Fairmont nothing. Dylan Hours checks out of the Polar Bear lineup. And quarterback Whitehair is in the pistol. Lewis behind him. Lewis gets the handoff off right side, and he takes it up close to the 30 and a Polar Bear first down.
26, Jermaine Jiggy Lewis on the ball carrier.
That's good movement. That's good blocking, run blocking that first down right there. That's helping you.
Brought down by number 30.
They set it down at the 29, so it's going to be a 9-yard gain, making it 2nd down and 1 for the Polar Bears. Lewis 3 carries, 7 yards tonight. Longwell wide out to the right side. This time Whitehair is up under center, and he tosses it to the near side to Hours. Hours gets it up to the 30, the 35, and has the first down, close to the 36-yard line.
Dylan Hours, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 65, Evan Helm. And number 70, Caleb Spencer. The result of the play will be a Polar Bear first down.
Evan Helm in on that stop for the Bees. He's a 5'10", 225-pound senior. First down and 10 with the ball at the Fairmont 36. Whitehair has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and now it's an option play. He keeps it, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and then surges forward for about a yard, maybe 2, up to about the 37 or 38-yard line.
Number 58, Dakota Dameyer.
Give him 2 and make it 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers left, Hours, Dinger, and Hamilton. And there's Whitehair. Little bubble screen to Hours on the left side. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and then maybe 1 yard, and that'll be all. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Fairmont, when we come back, we'll have a 3rd down and 7 play coming up. After 1 quarter from East West Stadium, it's the Fairmont Polar Bears 6, East Fairmont nothing, on 93.1 WFGM.
From the West Virginia Metro scoreboard in the first quarter, Lincoln and Bridgeport tied at 14.
1 minute.
North Marion leads Liberty 21-0 in the first. Nicholas County 14, Highview 0. Lewis County 7, Grafton 0. Wayne 7, Polka 0. That's in the second. In AAA action, Musselman 7, Parkersburg 6 in the first, as well as Jefferson 14-0 over Washington, also in the first. In the second quarter, Morgantown, Lindsley tied at 7. William Park 21, John Marshall 0 in the first. And finally, University 7, Spring Hill 7 in the first.
Ready for the second quarter from East West Stadium, the Polar Bears lead East Fairmont 6-0. North Marion leads Liberty of Harrison County 21-0. That wasn't expected to be a game. At the 39, Fairmont goes third down and 7. Dinger wide out left. Lewis in the backfield. Receivers to the right are Longwell, Hamilton, and Hours. Whitehair in the shotgun. Noah Clifton is the center. And Brody back to pass. Chased out of the pocket. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked inside the 30-yard line. And a nice defensive play made by the Bees, Rocket Nichols.
Number 4, Brody Whitehair brought down the backfield by number 88, Rocket Nichols.
10-yard loss on that quarterback sack.
Down for Fairmont Senior.
And now the Polar Bears are forced to punt. Hours back in punt formation, but you know what he did the last time, so East is going to be alert. He ran it. He needed 26 yards, and he got 25. And now he drops the snap. He's in trouble, and he's going to be tackled inside the 20-yard line. Dylan Hours, it was a good snap. He just dropped it and then couldn't punt it. And East Fairmont will take over with the football at about the 20-yard line.
Set up East Fairmont with the 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line.
So golden opportunity for the Bees. And East has a really good extra point kicker, in case you're wondering. That's an advantage that the Bees have in this game tonight. The Polar Bears without Nate Flower, and the Bees with Connor Tingler. I don't think he's missed an extra point all season. It's 1st down and 10 for the Bees. The ball at the Fairmont 19. 11-16 on the clock here in the second quarter. Quarterback Crookshanks on a 1st down play. He's back to pass. Looks, pumps once, now getting pressure. Now off balance, throws it downfield, and the pass is thrown well out of bounds, incomplete.
Crookshanks' pass goes incomplete.
Jeff, you hear coaches at every level talk about red zone offense and red zone defense, and that's what we have right here. We're going to be really packing it.
Caleb Arbogast with good pressure on the quarterback. Crookshanks really forced that ball to be thrown out of bounds. So now 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Bees at the Fairmont 19. Polar Bears lead 6-0. Bees threatening. Long count for the Bees at the line of scrimmage. They look to the sidelines now for the play. Play clock down to 6. Fantasia moves from left to right, now from right to left. And here is Crookshanks on a broken play. He's going to keep it, and he'll dive down to about the 15-yard line. He turned to fake a handoff or hand it off, and there was nobody there.
Number 5, Hours. Brings up a 3rd down for East Fairmont.
So now it's going to be 3rd down for the Bees and about 6 to go. Ball at the 15. 3 receivers to the right. Crookshanks is in the shotgun formation. Good snap, and then he's back to pass. Quick pass over the middle, and the pass is caught at the 10-yard line and taken down to about the 6. It'll be enough for an East Fairmont 1st down as Alex Culp makes the catch. And Gavin Michael makes the tackle, but it is enough for Bees 1st down, a 9-yard pass play. First down goal for the Bees. The ball is at the 7-yard line. Crookshanks has 3 receivers to the left side. And he takes the snap and he's running with it. Running to the right, and he's grabbed and brought down. Landon Tasker was the first one to hit him, and Braylon Michael was also there to help out. Give him 1 yard, make it 2nd and goal from the 6. Brown a wide out to the near side. On this 2nd down play, Bees trail 6-0, but are threatening. And there's movement at the line of scrimmage now, and a flag is thrown. False start is the call against the Bees.
False start, East Fairmont.
Second penalty against East for 10 yards. Polar Bears definitely winning the penalty battle tonight. But you don't want to win that one. 2nd and goal. The ball comes back to the 11 now. Nichols is a wide out to the right. Longwell right up in his face. Crookshanks in the shotgun formation. And he's back to pass, and he lobs one into the end zone, and the pass is broken up beautifully by Longwell, incomplete. Tried to take advantage of a little mismatch size-wise there with Nichols and Longwell, and Trey just batted it down. It's going to be 3rd down coming up for the Bees. And there's a penalty flag on the play, and they're calling offsides against Fairmont Senior.
Pass interference.
Or I'm sorry, pass interference against the Polar Bears. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal line. Penalty against the Polar Bears. Takes the ball down. Going to be set down at about the 6-yard line again. And it's not an automatic first down. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6. Crookshank's going to run with the ball, and he'll take it inside the 5 and somersaults his way to the 4-yard line. Braylon Michael in on the stop. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 4.
Be a 3rd down for East Fairmont.
Third and goal. The ball on the 4. Crookshanks has a Von Frederick running back to his left, and he's back to pass, sends it into the end zone, and the pass is caught at the 1-yard line, and it is going to be not a touchdown. Ball is going to be down at the 1. Nice job. Gavin Michael was one of the first ones to hit the receiver, Alex Culp, and then Colby Hamilton helped out, and it's short of the end zone. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the, or 4th down and goal from the 1.
Be 4th down for East Fairmont.
East has a field goal kicker, obviously. But it looks as though they are opting to go for the touchdown here. Play clock at 8, and they may just let the play clock wind down and then call timeout. And that's what they're going to do. Timeout East Fairmont with 7:36 to go in the 2nd quarter from East West Stadium with the score, Fairmont Senior 6, East nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Don't forget, fans, it's getting a short time to get
30.
50-50 for Mike Siemens with the long arms.
The Polar Bears with a 6-0 lead. East Fairmont taking advantage of a Fairmont Senior mistake. Dylan Hours back to punt. standing at about his 20-yard line, and he took the snap, which was right to him, and he just dropped it. And he didn't have time to get the punt off, and he was dropped right on the spot. And so the Bees got the ball at the 19, and it's taken them several plays, and now it's 4th and goal from the 1.
Isolation play, they go play game, defend good numbers, very low level, the offensive line also need to watch and see if they try to draw us offsides here too.
So the Bees head from the near side to the far side. The ball's on the far hash marks as they move from left to right. Ball at the 1, and the Polar Bears along the front line will dig in. He brings a lineman into the backfield as a blocker. 4th down and goal from the 1, and there's appeared to be movement, but Crookshanks takes the snap, and he takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. And there was no flag. But it surely did appear that even Crookshanks started early. But there is.
Touchdown, East Fairmont.
I think everybody was just assuming, well, there's going to be a flag thrown, but it's stuck in their pockets this time. Extra point now coming for Connor Tingler with the game tied at 6. Ball down on the key. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Bees have the lead. It's 7-6. So a Crookshanks 1-yard run, and East Fairmont leads 7-6. Timeout on the field, 7:30 to go in the second quarter here on 93.1 WFGM.
I'm reminded that the cheerleaders are selling Title Town t-shirts near the upper concession stand as students are coming around to collect donations for St. Jude's. And don't forget that tomorrow, the regional AA cheerleading championships will be held at East Fairmont High School beginning at 6 p.m. Good luck to the Fairmont Senior High School Polar Bear cheerleaders. And also to East Fairmont.
So the Bees take advantage of the Fairmont mistake and now have a 7-6 lead, 7:30 to go here in the first half. And back to do the kicking now is Tingler. He doesn't kick too deep. Bears have Lewis, Longwell, and Hours back to return, and Lewis catches it at the 20. He gets up to the 25. He's at the 30. He's at the 35, up to the 40, and is going to be brought down at about the 41-yard line, maybe the 42.
Number 26, Jermaine Lewis, the returner. Brought down by number 22, Hayden Blossom.
So the Polar Bears have the football. Fairmont has moved the ball tonight. They just had so many plays called back. They had an 81-yard touchdown called back that would have given them a 12-0 lead. They had a 2-point conversion called back that would have given them an 8-0 lead. And now they find themselves down 7-6. First down 10 at the Fairmont 42. And there's the handoff up the middle, and it comes to Hours. He's running hard inside the 50 down to the 45-yard line. You know Hours has a little extra incentive now because he realizes that ball he dropped led directly to that touchdown.
First down.
First down 10 at the East Fairmont 45. Under center, Whitehair tosses it to the right to Lewis, and Lewis takes it down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Vaughn Frederick in on the tackle for the Bees.
I like this by the Fairmont's senior.
Brought down by number 65, Evan Helm. And number 25, Nick Odell.
Ball on the far hash marks as the Fairmont Polar Bears move from right to left. Michael Crizel checks out of the game late. And the ball is at the 43. Whitehair is in the shotgun. He wants to pass. He's chased out of the pocket. Now runs to the sidelines. Now running down the field. He gets to the 40. The first down inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Brody Whitehair gets a Polar Bear first down with a 10-yard run.
time, and you also got to block Lewis on the outside of the field. Anytime you're man coverage, that's what you run the risk of, is not keeping your eyes on the quarterback.
First down 10 at the 33. Whitehair hands it to Lewis. In trouble in the backfield, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He had no place to go. He was hit immediately at the line of scrimmage and then managed to fall forward to make sure he had no loss on the play. And it'll be a second down and 10 for the Polar Bears. Lewis only 9 yards rushing tonight. He hasn't broken one loose. 3 receivers to the right from the 33. Whitehair to pass to the far side, and the pass is caught nicely at about the 30-yard line by Longwell, and he's got to be marked down at about the 28.
Pass complete to number 3, Trey Longwell. Brought down by number 25, Nick Odell. Third down, Fairmont Senior.
Third down coming up for the Polar Bears. Ball at the 28-yard line. It'll be third down and 5 for Fairmont Senior. Game clock down to 4:48. East 7, Polar Bears 6. Whitehair, shotgun, design keep, cuts it to the outside. He gets to the 40. He's at the 30 rather, and inside the 30 to the 25, and he'll have enough for a Polar Bear first down, as he's got to be marked down at about the 23-yard line.
By number 58, Dakota Denmeyer. Result of the play will be a Polar Bear first down.
So the Fairmont running game effective. First and 10 at the East Fairmont 22. 2 receivers to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Dylan Hours is going to run the team now at the quarterback spot. No, that's Whitehair. Whitehair back to pass. Has time. Now Chase to the sideline. Sets up. Fires downfield. And the pass is intercepted at the 5-yard line and brought out to about the 16. And East Fairmont is going to have the football on the Whitehair pass interception with 4:25 to go in the half.
Number 4, Brody Whitehair's pass intercepted by number 25, Nick Odell. East Fairmont take over first and 10 on the 22-yard line.
Nick Odell gets the interception, stepped out of bounds at the 14, and the Bees have it there with the clock showing 4:25 to go in the second quarter. So the Polar Bears had a couple turnovers on downs in the punting game, and now an interception here. And it's East's ball. First and 10. Bees up 7-6, but they're deep in their own territory. Football marked down at the 14-yard line. Crookshanks in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and he gives it to Fantasia, who gets out over the 15 to about the 16-yard line and then is spun around.
Dominic Fantasia, the ball carrier.
Frizzell in on the stop for the Polar Bears. Got a generous spot, and the ball is marked down at the 17, where it will be second down and 7. Crookshanks, shotgun formation now on this second down play, deep in his own territory. Gets the snap, hands it off. Fantasia trying to break it to the outside, and Gavin Michael brings him down at about the 18-yard line.
Number 14, Gavin Michael. And number 2, Michael Frizzell on the tackle.
Two-yard gain for Fantasia, and it's going to be third down and about 5 yards to go. Ball at the 19-yard line. Big third down play for both teams here. 3:10 turning clock, second quarter. East in its own territory at the 19. Crookshanks, long count. He's back to pass. Sets up, sends it downfield, and the pass is incomplete at about the 25-yard line. The way this game is tonight, you call the play and then you wait, you look around for those yellow flags, because so many times tonight there's been a flag I haven't even seen. fourth down situation, and punting time for the Bees and Crookshanks. He's the quarterback, and he's had 2 excellent punts tonight. But this time he's punting into the wind, and he'll be kicking from his own 5-yard line. There's a line drive, bad punt, and it takes a lateral roll at the 40-yard line and goes out of bounds, and the Polar Bears will have it there on a 21-yard punt by Crookshanks. That ball never got probably over 10 feet high as he just hit a line, and the Polar Bears have the football. 2:48 on the clock in the second quarter, and they have the ball in East Territory at the 40. Longwell comes wide to the near side. Hours, the running back behind Whitehair, who's up under center now. Officials time at the line of scrimmage. Now they signal play ready. First down play for Whitehair and the Polar Bears from the 40-yard line. Hand off to Hours. Hours breaks it to the outside. He's at the 40. He's down to the 35, down the sidelines, and dives down inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line.
Result of the play will be a Polar Bear first down.
Hours has rushed for 65 yards tonight. Ball is at the 28 in East Territory. Fairmont Senior has its 7th first down. But the Polar Bears trail 7-6. Handoff goes to Lewis up the middle. Lewis takes the ball inside the 20 and down to about the 17-yard line. It'll be a nice gain on first down for Jermaine Lewis.
Stay patient with the run game right now.
Brought down by number 34, Avery Brown.
9-yard gain at 2nd down and 1 for the Polar Bears. The ball set down at about the 20-yard line. This time it's Hours. Hours hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be dropped short of the first down. And it'll be 3rd down. They'll set it back a yard, make it 3rd and 2.
Brought down by number 65, Evan Helm. 3rd down, Fairmont Senior.
3rd down and 2. The ball at the 20. The Bees lead it 7-6. Now Whitehair is in the shotgun, and he has Hours to his right and Lewis back there as well. 3rd down and 2. Whitehair back to pass, getting pressure, needs to get rid of the ball, throws it towards the sidelines, out of bounds, incomplete. Whitehair didn't have enough time as he was getting pressure from behind by Rocket Nichols.
Rocket Nichols.
Normal situation, this would be a field goal opportunity for Nate Flowers, but he's not available. He's playing soccer in the state semifinals tonight. So now Fairmont has Whitehair under center. Hours gets the handoff. Hours hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks free. He's in the 15, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. That's a Polar Bear touchdown. And there are no flags on the play. And the Polar Bears lead it 12-7. Now a timeout is called by Fairmont Senior. 1:03 to go until halftime. Timeout for the 2-point conversion. The score, the Polar Bears 12, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
From the Metro News Sport Desk, in the second, Frankfurt 13, Kaiser 0. Nicholas County 28, Pikeview 0 in the second. Lewis County 21, Grafton 7. That is also in the second. Wayne leads Poca 7-6. Bird and Philip Barber scoreless in the first. In AAA action, Berkeley leads Huntington 7-0 in the second.
So Dylan Hours has now rushed for 86 yards tonight, and 20 of those on that last play, scoring a touchdown on a 4th and 2. And the Polar Bears now in danger of giving the ball up on downs for the 3rd time tonight. It didn't happen. Hours had a little hole, and then once he went through the line, he emerged and took it to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And now the Polar Bears have a 12-7 lead, but they're in an uncomfortable situation for them because this is not a team that has tried 2-point conversions very much this season because of the fact that they have an extra point kicker who's not missed the entire year. The Polar Bears are 3 for 7 in 2-point conversions this season. This is an important one with a 12-7 score right now. And Fairmont comes out with Dinger in the backfield, along with Lewis. Now Lewis comes up along the line of scrimmage. Whitehair is in the pistol formation. Long count, trying to draw the Bees off sides. Play clock at 10, and East isn't budging. And now a timeout is called at the line of scrimmage again by the Polar Bears. So Fairmont tried to draw them off sides, get it in close. That didn't work. Another timeout is called. 1:03 remaining in the second quarter. It's the Fairmont Polar Bears 12, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
Chris Carr in the stadium. Please report to the press box. You have Brian Wells' keys, and he needs to get them from you. He's here in the press box. Chris Carr, please report to the press box.
The Polar Bears with a 5-point lead at 12-7 after scoring their second TD now will go for the 2-point conversion after consecutive timeouts. We'll see exactly what the Polar Bears can draw up after 2 minutes worth of timeouts. Max Bracero is into the game as a blocking back. Whitehair is up under center, and he hands it to Dylan Hours. Hours hit at the line of scrimmage, and then he surges forward, and he gets down to the goal line, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Individual effort by Dylan Hours gets him in, and there's timeout on the field with 1:03 to go. Second quarter, the score, Fairmont Senior 14, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM. This has been a first half where you just can't get comfortable.
From the NBA at the start of the game, first period, Boston leads Chicago 14-13.
Tremendous effort for Hours, not just on that play, but pretty much that entire drive. He had some big runs for the Polar Bears, and he's up to almost 100 yards rushing. Dinger ready to kick off from right to left. This is where you don't want a mistake if you're the Polar Bears, with just a minute to go until halftime. Here is Dinger approaching the ball. Little pooch kick that's going to be caught at the 20-yard line, and the returner goes to the right and then goes back to the left and out of bounds, close to the 25. So it'll be East Fairmont's football. See where they're gonna mark him out of bounds at
by
about the 22-yard line.
Nick
Let's see, the
Odell.
21. Odell on the return. Out of our view, and he was out of bounds at the 21-yard line with 57 seconds to go.
This is where we need to start, Jeff. Here we need to make sure we keep everything in front of us, and let's get out of this 14-7 halftime score we were in yesterday.
East has 2 timeouts remaining. Fairmont Senior has 1. The ball at the 21 in East territory. First down and 10 for Cruikshank and the Bees. Cruikshank hands it off to Fantasia. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and then he still struggles, but he'll not get much at all. He'll get about to the 23-yard line and pick up 2, maybe 3. They'll set it down at the 24, call it second down and 7.
By number 50, Caleb Arbogast.
Yeah, Jeff, it's really fun watching Hamilton and Cruzel blitz. They really have.
We're down to 30 seconds to go in the half, and the Bees aren't in any hurry now. They come to the line of scrimmage, which is the 24. Second down and 7 yards to go. Crookshanks. Flag down. The line of scrimmage. False start is the call against the Bees.
False start, East Fairmont. Repeat. Second down.
East will get the football first to start the second half. Polar Bears took the opening kickoff and took it down and scored. Ball comes back to the 19-yard line, 18 seconds to go in the half. High snap. Cruikshank brings it down, and then he hands it off to Fantasia, who's going to be dropped for no gain on the play. Braylon Michael was one of the first ones, along with Trevor Bigelow.
Brought down by number 62.
No gain on the play, and that is going to be the final play of the first half. So we played 2 quarters from East West Stadium in Fairmont. The number 9 Polar Bears against the number 9 Bees. How does that happen? Well, it's a tie in the rating system. It's halftime from East West Stadium with the score: Fairmont Senior 14, East Fairmont 7. Halftime report coming up next on 93.1 WFGM. Yes, 2 minutes. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, East Fairmont High School proudly presents the 2022-2023 Busy Bee Band and Honeybee. Introducing Queen Bee Mahalia Ramage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. East Fairmont High School style.
It's halftime at East West Stadium. It's the East West game, and the first half, a tight contest. The stakes on the Fairmont side, though, Ray, may have maybe a little tighter than it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some really talk about the penalties Things can happen that might be out of our control, but I really think if you take a look at kind of an overview of this game right now, I think Vic Barker would have to say offensively they're playing overall pretty well. They have a touchdown, but that one was good. So I think anytime that they've had the ability to drive the football, they've had a lot of difficulty doing that. I think they're starting to show a little bit of rain game now. Once they get into that, as we get into the second half, I think these first 4 or 5 minutes of this third quarter will be critical because if we can get a stop, maybe a 3 and out or something like that, then a really a good drive and say, like I said, with that run game, I really think we can go keep the game going locally.
Ian Cruikshanks, we know that he's an excellent quarterback for the Bees. He's thrown for over 1,400 yards in 9 games. So he's obviously had an excellent season. And he throws a lot of touchdown passes and very few interceptions. He's only thrown 3 so far this season. But he's been a little bit uncomfortable in the pocket. And his ability to scramble hasn't so far shown itself.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in the beginning. That's sometimes when he's been at his best when he has had to create and improvise. But I think with the way we've really been too tenacious getting after him, it makes it difficult when he comes from the pocket. But not just that, when he rolls out, we're still, we're staying real close to him and making sure that he stays in the pocket. I think that's really helped. And so he is not, you can see the talents there, but I think we've done a really good job of making him uncomfortable.
It's interesting when I talked with Nick Bardick on the pregame, we were talking about what's East Fairmont's strategy, and he said they want to force you to throw the ball. And you take a look at what Fairmont Senior has done in the first half, and the bulk of their success has come running the ball.
Yeah, and I think the way you kind of saw in the last drive and the last couple drives, we brought Bracero in as a blocking back. And by the way, I really like how he plays. He plays the game the right way. I watched him. Like watching him on special teams when it was a kickoff. I mean, he really gets after it, and I think with having him in there as the extra block, it kind of negates, even when they try to overload that box. But I still think there's some plays to be made in the passing game. I think they're trying to, keep us from being able to really go vertical down the field. But, I kind of mentioned it in the second quarter there. There's a voided area between the linebackers and the safety. And I think if we can run some crossing routes, or I saw Dinger one time sit down right there in between the linebacker and the safeties. I think there's some voided area that we can take advantage of.
And Fairmont's protection has been a little shaky in the first half. Whitehair's had to escape and scramble a little more and not be able to set up. And you know how much better a quarterback he is when he can stand back there and set up and throw the ball downfield.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a given. Any quarterback, I mean, if they have their preference, they'd rather be able to stay in the pocket and be able to set their feet. And Brady's really capable still that he has to be mobile, he has to move. But you're right. If he can set his feet, he's really, really dangerous. And so that's what we need to keep doing is try to find a way. And one of the things we can do when they do bring the extra pressure is if we decide we can leave an extra block in and try to make it more of a max protection to kind of give them a little bit extra time.
On the field now, the East Fairmont band performing. Let's go down and pick up just a little bit of their music. The East Fairmont Mississippi Band performing at halftime, and this is the night when both Fairmont bands get to be on the field at the same time as part of this East-West tradition. A tradition that you remember all the way back to Veterans Day dating back. 1931 was the first year they played on Veterans Day. It used to be a parade downtown, and then everybody went from the parade to the stadium. It was an afternoon game on Veterans Day. A big deal in those days, but that tradition went out of doors in 1971 primarily because of the playoffs. Because November 11th was now after the end of the football season, so Veterans Day was no longer an option for the East and West to play. years ago, and a lot of people still remember going to the old East-West games here at East-West Stadium. And tonight we have a crowd like those old days, as this place is full. East Fairmont's band concluding its performance. When we come back, Ray Frazier is going to talk a little bit about WVU football. We're also going to listen to the Polar Marching Band. We can't leave out our band as halftime continues for East West with the score. Fairmont Senior 14 and BV 7, 93.1 WFTU.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the East Fairmont High School Busy Bee Band and Honeybee. Further information about future performances can be found on their webpage at busybeeband.com. In the second quarter, UMass and UConn are tied at 10 each. Duke leads Boston College in the second, 17-7.
The Lindsley Cadets only loss this season was here at East West Stadium against the Polar Bears. So they have had quite a year, and they play a tough schedule, and they're giving Morgantown everything the Mohegans could want tonight. Let me check a couple of AA scores for you. Winfield leading Point Pleasant 13-0. No surprise with Roane County on top of Oak Glen 23-0. Scott ranked number 4, leading 20-0 over Nitro. Frankfurt at number 2, or number 5 rather, over Kaiser 19-0 second quarter. North Marion late in the second quarter.
In the NBA at the half,
28
New York Knicks 58, the 76ers 53.
Herbert, Hoover, and Logan. That game is now tied at 14 in the second quarter. Most felt that Hoover was going to win that game, but it's tied in the second quarter. Nicholas leading Pikeview 28-0 second quarter. Lewis County 21, Grafton 7 at halftime. And Philip Barber and RCB, no score in the first quarter. So those are the games going on around West Virginia. And Ray, you've got a game coming up tomorrow. WVU football at Iowa State. Tell me what's going to happen.
Well, and looking at Iowa State, I tell you, defensively, I think their defense speaks for themselves. I mean, what they've been able to accomplish throughout the season. They've, played really well in Big 12 play. I mean, you can see they've been in every game. And, they've had some struggles on offense, but, defensively, the defensive coordinator, John Eacock, he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Runs the odd stack, three down linemen, three linebackers. I tell you, the thing that he kind of watches his defenses. I mean, he's one of those that he gives the illusion of you think there's a the light box. I mean, when fans are watching the game tomorrow, they might think that there's not a lot of people in the box, but he's able to get people to the box quickly, and he's really creative and dynamic. He's really just a really good defensive coordinator.
Tell me about Zach. How's he getting along now this part of the season? Physically, how's he doing?
I think pretty well. Obviously, as a team, they've had, they've been banged up a lot, but I think they've been pretty good. They just, they got to fight through everything, and I think they're excited about tomorrow. It looks like there might be a little rain tomorrow, so they're going to have to deal with that. Those conditions will be there for both teams, but so far, I think, pretty good spirits on the beach. Excited about tomorrow and ready to go.
Mountaineers have been through more adversity than raindrops this season, so hopefully tomorrow will be good. Let's go to the field. Polar Bear marching band. Josh Snyder, the director of the Polar Bear Marching Band, performing here at halftime in the East-West game. And we're going to go down on the field, pick up a little bit more music from the band. Polar Bears lead at the half by the score of 14-7 over East Fairmont. The Polar Bear Marching Band, no Halloween costumes this week. That was last week's show. And the Polar Bears leading at the half. The score, Fairmont Senior 14, East Fairmont 7. When we come back, we'll check the stats, we'll check some scores, and we'll get ready for the start of the second half. That's all coming up next here on 93.1 WFGM. 2, please. 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for the Polar Bear marching band. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Get your 50-50 tickets out. We have $600 to give to tonight's winner. The winning number is on the blue ticket. 105545. 105545. 105545. Respond to the press box ASAP. Well, this announcer's going to take the money. Just kidding.
For 61 yards. The Bees, 3 penalties for 15. Recapping the scoring, Fairmont Senior took the opening kickoff. And shortly after that, Dylan Hours was on the receiving end of a 64-yard touchdown pass from Whitehair. 10:48 to go in the quarter. The extra point conversion.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that winning ticket is blue.
Being successful the first time.
10-55-45.
Second time they didn't get in. So it was 6-0 Polar Bears. And that was the score after one
Polar
quarter.
Bear Nation wishes Rodney Stewart happy birthday.
Howard dropped the ball as he was getting ready to punt it. And East Fairmont got the ball at the Polar Bear 19.
And happy birthday to Vice Principal.
Got in on a 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line.
Tracy Fluhart, Fairmont Senior High School, wishes you all the best.
Taylor was good, and at that moment, East Fairmont held a 7-6 lead. But the Polar Bears took the kickoff, and there was a little extra incentive as they drove the ball down the field, primarily on the ground. Dylan Hours scored on a 20-yard run with 1:03 to go in the half. The extra point conversion, also a Dylan Hours run. And he put it in the end zone, and Fairmont had a 14-7 lead, and that's where we stand at the half. Fairmont Senior 14.
We have a winner,
Fairmont 7.
Fairmont resident.
Red, you coached at East Fairmont years ago. And you've been in that East Fairmont locker room, different coaching staff, obviously. What are they doing in the locker room at halftime, and what do you think you're going to see in the second half?
Well, I think, I mean, if you flip it around and you know, you're the East Fairmont coaching staff, I think, you know, you have to say, hey guys, we're still in this game. It's 14-7. I mean, I know right now they have not had a lot of consistency with, you know, with sustaining drives and things of that nature, but they still, you know, are in this game, and that's the message that, you know, I would say they obviously are saying that they're playing hard, but they got to get something going in the run game. They got to protect, you know, Crookshanks a little better, you know, and defensively they've kind of had a bend but don't break kind of deal, but they got the turnover there, and we were down close to scoring, so I would say, guys, let's stay in this game as long as we can, see what happens.
Okay, and now you got the Polar Bear blue on, so let's put you on the Polar Bear coaching staff. What have they been talking about at halftime, and what do you expect to see them do in the second half?
Well, I'd say, you know, guys, we just got to finish drives. You know, we can't have the foolish penalties, and I know some things have been kind of questionable as far as, you know, maybe some of the penalties that we have incurred.
Princeton
You know, the
and
biggest thing is
Parkersburg South
you know,
tied
we
at
can worry
7
about
in the
ourselves
second
and
quarter.
stay with this run game, keep
Perkins
going
7,
because they need to start taking
Huntington
shots downfield
14
because
at the
you
half.
see that they will bring the safeties up.
Spring Valley
You know,
leads
they
St. Albert
they will
28-7
stop the run, so they're going to
in
bring
the
more
first.
people in the box.
And at
And
half,
so we will
Bushport
have some
39,
shots downfield available to us.
Lincoln
But, you know,
14.
my message about Coach Barwick, I was saying defensively, we need to keep doing what we're doing.
Roane
We're
County
playing well
leads
defensively.
Oakland in the second,
You know, we gave up a
30-0.
touchdown in the red zone, but that was on a short
Winfield
field.
13-0 over
I
Point
just think we just
Pleasant.
need to keep playing, you know, keep putting
Scott
pressure, keep
27
making
Nitro
Crookshanks,
0.
you know,
And at the
comfortable in the
half,
pocket, make sure
Franklin
that
19,
he doesn't get
Kaiser
settled in.
0.
And then, you know, run game, they have not been able to really run the football very well, so if we continue doing those things, we'll be just fine and get out here for the win.
From an effort standpoint, this has been a physical game that Fairmont Senior has played tonight. I mean, there's no question about the effort level tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think going into these playoffs, I think both teams want to see that, you know, that the effort's there. And I think you kind of get that feeling tonight. It's a playoff intensity, it's a playoff atmosphere, which I think it's going to be really good for these teams going into next week, no matter who their opponent is, because, you know, you can't replicate that. You can't get that environment until you're in it. And this is what this kind of feels like tonight. So this will serve these guys well, and both teams. But, you know, obviously, like to get out here and win, and I think moving those three kickers to the second half would be a way to do it. One of the probable opponents for the Polar Bears, if Fairmont Senior should win this game tonight and advance to have home field advantage next week in the playoffs, one of the most probable, I think, opponents for the Polar Bears is the Lincoln Cougars. Lincoln is playing tonight against county rival Bridgeport, and the game's gone pretty much like we thought. Bridgeport 49, Lincoln 14. It's a Bridgeport team that the Polar Bears took right down to the wire, and Bridgeport handling Lincoln rather easily. That's a possible Polar Bear opponent. Now, let's say Fairmont Senior would win tonight. What about East Fairmont? The Bees would likely go on the road to play at Scott. Scott has spent a good bit of time this season as the #1 ranked team in Class AA, but they were defeated by Bluefield last week. Tonight, Scott is playing at home against Nitro, winning 20-0. No other real surprises in any games going on in the state, except maybe that Logan over Hoover game, where if you look at the ratings, you wouldn't consider it a surprise, but ultimately thought Hoover would win it, and it's tied 14-14 near the end of the first half. I have about 10 different scenarios in my folder here for different things that could
Back
happen.
to receive
But
for
I'm going
East
to just
Fairmont.
zero in on
Number 88,
one
Rocket
thing, and that's
Nichols.
Fairmont Senior winning tonight and what the options are. And if things change in the second half, I'll pull the folder. Okay, Ray? Sounds good.
Kicking off for Fairmont Senior.
Dinger ready to kick off for the Polar Bears. And he'll kick from right to left. High end over end kick. And it is going to be taken at the 11-yard line. Taken out over the 10, the 15, and up to about the 20. And the ball has popped loose. Let's see if the officials agree. And Fairmont Senior has the football. The Polar Bears recover a fumble on the kickoff, and now Fairmont has it at the 25-yard line in East territory. So the Polar Bears gave East a big break in the first half, and the Bees responded. Let's see if Fairmont can counter.
Great opportunity right here. Let's see what we can do with this.
Center comes out over the ball. That's Noah Clifton back for the first time in several weeks after suffering a concussion. First down and 10 for the Polar Bears. Quarterback Whitehair hands it off to Lewis, trying to get outside to the left, looking for the edge. He gets to the 25, and he's tripped up at about the 23-yard line. Stop on the play was made by the Bees, Bartholow. Flag on the play at the end of the run.
Like the referee threw that from literally left field.
The holding is the call against the Polar Bears. I mean, you just kind of know it.
Maybe there wasn't.
Yeah. I was trying to stay professional, but every now and then it's a challenge. So the penalty takes the ball back to the 33-yard line, and it is going to be first down and 20 for the Polar Bears. No gain on that play. Polar Bears start over again. 10 yards more to go, though, on this first down play. Whitehair in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right side. Will he have time to throw? That's been the question tonight. He has nobody back there to block for him, so he's going to run with it. Takes it up the middle. He gets down to the 30, down to the 25, and is tripped up inside the 25-yard line by the Bees. Riley Trotta.
Number 2, Riley Trotta.
Kept a close eye on that offensive line that time. They excellent job right there. Pretty much Nathan said they did a great job getting ahead on the pass there on 5.
So that's a 10-yard gain for Whitehair. The ball comes down now to the 22-yard line, and it's going to be second down for Fairmont Senior and about 7 yards to go. Whitehair, little swing pass caught by Lewis at the 20. He's down to the 15 and then is tossed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And he'll have enough for a Polar Bear first down.
Yeah, really cat and mouse game right there. They
Result of the play will be a Polar Bear first down.
Whitehair did a great job of reading the blitzer to threw hard to Jermaine Lewis that time.
So the Polar Bears now have 80 passing yards. It's first down and 10 from the East 12. Fairmont Senior 14, East 7. Whitehair gives it to Jermaine Lewis, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage.
Jermaine Jiggy Lewis, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 58, Dakota Danmeyer.
Tackles made by Danmeyer for the Bees. Give Lewis maybe a yard, make it second down and 9. So he's only gained 19 yards tonight. He hasn't been able to break one yet. Second and 9 from the 11. 10-20 on the clock here in the third quarter. The Polar Bears lead by a touchdown. Low snap, but Whitehair controls. He's back to pass into the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Out of the end zone, diving attempt made, but out of bounds to Dylan Hours, and it'll bring up a third down play.
Yeah, great effort by Hours on that play. Just trying to keep his.
Brings up a third down for Fairmont Senior.
So the Polar Bears do not want to fail in this opportunity. You get a chance like this, you got to come away with something, and really the only thing that Fairmont can come away with is a touchdown because they don't have a field goal game without Nate Flower. Whitehair comes up under center. It's third down and 9 yards to go from the 11. Toss goes to Lewis to the right side, and Lewis avoids one tackler, but he's going to be hit at about the 10, and he'll go down there, and it's going to be fourth down and about 8 to go for the Polar Bears now.
That play there, I'm trying to run a toss play that time, and typically when you're on the toss sweep, you like to have a little more separation of the toss, and that time Lewis was a little too close to play the toss.
Yeah, he could almost have handed him the ball. He was that close, and the toss just made it go slower. So now fourth down for the Polar Bears, 8 yards to go. The ball at the 10-yard line. Let's see what Fairmont can dial up now. They desperately want to take advantage of that East Fairmont turnover. Two receivers right. Empty backfield set. Whitehair to throw into the end zone. Dinger catches it. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Cannon Dinger got the great hands, pulled it in, takes it into the end zone, and the Polar Bears lead it 20-7.
Things happen so fast down here in the red zone, and Whitehair did a great job of hitting him in stride.
When the season started, I heard the name Cannon Dinger, and I thought I'd never heard that name before. Well, we've all heard the name many times this season. He has become such a vital part of this Polar Bear team. 2-point conversion for the Bears now. Whitehair sends Dinger in motion from left to right, and Brody's rolling to the right, sets up, fires into the end zone, and the pass is caught for the 2-point conversion. It's Trey Longwell in the back of the end zone, brings it in. Timeout on the field with 9:20 to go, third quarter. The Polar Bears 22, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
22, East Fairmont 7. The Polar Bear family would like to send out warmest wishes to Steve Quisenberry, who could not be in the stadium tonight, but is at home watching it on the Fairmont Senior Booster channel of YouTube. Get well, Steve. That touchdown was brought to you by Rogers Electric and also by Clayton Homes. Visit True Camion and his team at Clayton Homes of West Virginia.
Well, that's certainly the way to start the second half if you're a Polar Bear fan. You're kicking off and you end up with the football, and then you take it in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. So the Polar Bears now with a 22-7 lead and will kick off from right to left.
We talk about these first last minutes of the first half and the first few minutes of this third quarter in any football game are really important. Great job from this Whitehair for special teams turnovers and the first
Evan Bartholow and Gavin Murphy are back deep for Dinger's kick. High end over end, and a flag is down on the kickoff. And unfortunately, that one went into the end zone for a touchback, but offsides is called against Fairmont Senior.
Offside, Fairmont Senior.
So, another penalty against Fairmont. 5 yards, 76 yards, 7 flags. Dinger will kick it again. The thing about Dinger is he doesn't take much of a run up to the kick. When you see him from where he's starting, you think, oh, he's going to just pooch it. He takes about 3 steps and then boots the ball away. Here is his kick, another good one. Downfield, and it's hit at the 5, picked up at the 1-yard line, and taken upfield by Bartholow. And Bartholow is crushed as he takes the football over the 15-yard line.
Evan Bartholow on the return. Brought down by number 25, Dakota
That was
Knisley.
Dakota Knisley, and Bartholow is having a hard time coming to the sidelines. He was really hit hard. And East Fairmont has the football now. 9:12 to go in the third quarter, and the Polar Bears leading 22-7.
We're starting to see some really good kick coverage. This is something that's going to be really important to get these playoffs. Like you said, every yard counts in the playoffs for field position.
The ball's marked at the 18-yard line. That's where East will go. First down and 10. They're moving into the wind now, as the wind has really picked up here at the stadium tonight. First down and 10 play for Crookshanks and the Bees. And he gives it to Fantasia, who just gets up to about the 21-yard line, maybe a couple of yards on the play. That was Kobe Hamilton in on the stop, and it's a gain of 2, second down and 8.
Coach Porter being pretty aggressive with the box that time, playing his cover zero look, no deep safety, and really committing to stopping the run.
Now with it second down and long, the Polar Bears do have the safety, and Crookshanks at quarterback. Play action. Passes downfield long towards the sidelines, and the pass intercepted at the Fairmont 48. Damani Johnson at the 40, the 35. A flag is down as he takes it down to the 20-yard line, and he's still running, but he's finally brought down at the 18. But a flag is thrown at the 30-yard line, but that is after the change possession, and the Polar Bears will have the ball on the interception by Damani Johnson of the Polar Bears.
I don't know about the flag, but speaking to the coverage right there, Johnson's excellent job on that coverage. Stride to stride the receiver, had him in separation. The receiver had no chance to catch
Coach blocking the back, Fairmont Senior.
So block in the back called against the Polar Bears. You can just pretty much mark down when you see the flag. It's going to be holding or block in the back. That's pretty much the way it's been tonight, as Fairmont has now accumulated 86 yards in penalties. But the Polar Bears have more penalty yardage than East Fairmont has in offense tonight. And the ball is now at the 39-yard line in East territory with 8:19 to go. And Fairmont is in position now to really make a big statement and really make this a tough hole for the Bees to dig out of. The ball at the East 39, first down and 10, Polar Bears. Whitehair comes up under center. And he tosses it to the left to Lewis. Lewis is hit in the backfield and he's going down. Alex Culp had him. And I mean, he's just shaking his head. There's nothing you can do when you're the running back. You get the ball, and the first thing you see after you get the ball is a white jersey with his arms wrapped around it.
It's going to cost you. The thing is, you are going laterally, but you have to be getting movement. You're still going north and south as you're getting it laterally. We're not getting that.
Second down and 16 for the Polar Bears. Back at the 45-yard line. Whitehair back to pass. Quick pass near side, caught by Dinger at the 40. Takes it down to the 35 and then is hit hard and is going to be brought down. That'll be down to about the 36-yard line. And that's where the Polar Bears will go with a third down play.
We'll execute play all the way around, Jeff. We got a little soft coverage right there.
Third down
Great
for
job
Fairmont
on
Senior.
the protection all the way around, and also nice job on the final catch.
8-yard pass play. 98 passing yards for Whitehair tonight. Dinger coming alive here in the second half. He's caught 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown. Third down 8 for the Polar Bears at the East Fairmont 37-yard line. Need to get it just inside the 30. There's the toss fake, and Hours drops the ball, and he picks it up, and now he's going to be called down. So Dylan Hours dropped it again. And He wasn't hit. He just dropped it, and then the officials marked him down. They said apparently that his knee went down when he was picking up the ball. I don't know if I believe that, but it is fourth down in a punting situation as the ball is at the 44. So that's a big loss on the play, and we don't know how that was going to turn out because it didn't get far enough to tell. Ours punt is away, high and long, and into the end zone. Dillon's taking out his frustration on the football that time as he sent that one into the back of the end zone. And it'll be East Fairmont's ball at the 20 with 6:23 to go in the third quarter. So the Bees, no trouble after that interception. It just took time off the clock, but they're only down 22-7, and the clock shows 6:23 to go in the third quarter. A touchdown there would have been a very big one in this game. But now, with it still just a two-score difference, East has the football and doesn't feel as bad about itself as it might have had the Polar Bears just scored.
I like those parts of the season playing right now. Your defense is playing well. Let's let them play.
Here we go. First down and 10 for the Bees. The ball is on the East 20 after the touchback. Crookshanks at quarterback. Hands it off to Fantasia. Fantasia hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down maybe a yard on the play. Colby Hamilton had him. Also Gavin Michael, and Trevor Bigelow had a hold of his legs.
Number 14, Gavin Michaels. And number 55, Trevor Bigelow.
These teams that we played against Morgantown and Bridgeport and those types of teams, I think, are really serving us well as we get into the latter part of the season. Playing pretty physical football offensively.
Gain of a yard for Fantasia. It's second down and 9 for the Bees now at the 21-yard line. Crookshanks to pass to the far side of the field. It's caught by Culp, and he's quickly hit and brought down by Cannon Dinger. Nice defensive play.
Pass complete to number 30, Alex Culp.
A short gain up to about the 25-yard line, a 4-yard pass play.
Brought down by number 10, Cannon Dinger. Third down, East Fairmont.
Yards after catching. That's what we did right there. We made sure that as soon as we caught the ball, we were right there.
Third down and 5 for the Bees at the 25. Crookshanks, shotgun formation. Back to pass. Chased around in the pocket. He is hit, and he's going to be sacked. The Polar Bears have him. Fairmont's got another quarterback sack. Trevor Bigelow, Braylon Michael in there for the Polar Bears, and it's going to bring up a fourth down and long for the Bees.
Number 15, Devontae Johnson. Number 50, Caleb Arbogast. Check that, 51, Noah Clifton, and number 50, Caleb Arbogast. Fourth down, East Fairmont.
An 11-yard loss for the quarterback. And East is forced into a punting situation. Their quarterback is also their punter, Crookshanks, who, with the wind at his back, was fabulous in the first half. But the wind blowing into his face, and he just had a 21-yard punt the last time. He stands at about his goal line. Punts this one away, another low punt. Hits at the 35 and takes an East roll up close to the 40, and the Polar Bears, Landon Tasker, almost had that ball bounce off his leg as he was making sure he got a block on an East Fairmont player, but he avoided it, and the Polar Bears get it with 4:04 to go in the third quarter. Did you hold your breath at that time, too?
I did. That was pretty close.
So Fairmont Senior has the football, leading 22-7 with 4:04 to go. And the headline for this game so far is Fairmont's defense, just pretty much shutting East Fairmont down with just 2 first downs in this game. The ball at the Bees 38. Whitehair is back to pass. Looking for Dinger down the sidelines. He's open. He's got it inside the 5-yard line, down to the 1, and the Polar Bears have it. First down and goal to go. Dinger, a beautiful catch along the sideline.
First down.
Simple math. When you have the cover 3 look, and you have the single high safety, you have 3 deep defenders, and you run 4 verticals. It's simple math. You're going to win. And we won right there in single coverage.
So first down, goal to go from the 1 yard line. In motion comes Ours. Takes the snap under center, quarterback sneak, takes it down to the goal line, and he's going to be into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Dylan Hours coming in motion, and then he stopped behind center, went up under center, took the snap, and drove it into the end zone, and the Polar Bears lead it 28-7.
Yeah, you're seeing that more and more now. You see that in the NFL, I've seen it in college, and it works. A lot of times, the defenses are not expecting the person coming in motion to go under center, and that's what he did right there.
That's something new that Fairmont put in for tonight, expecting to use it tonight. Now the Polar Bears will go for the 2-point conversion. And Whitehair looking to pass. Looks, now runs towards the sidelines. Now off balance throw into the end zone. It is caught by Jermaine Lewis for the 2-point conversion. Timeout on the field. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. The score, Fairmont Senior 30, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
That touchdown and 2-point conversion was brought to you by Rogers Electric and also by Clayton Homes. Visit Drew Camion and his team at Clayton Homes of West Virginia.
So the Polar Bears now have a 30-7 lead with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. And Dinger is ready to kick off for the Polar Bears from the far hash marks. And here is his kick. High end over end, and it sails into the end zone for the touchback. So the sophomore, Cannon Dinger, puts that one into the end zone. When you look, and the flag is not moving much, so he didn't have a lot of wind under that ball, but it did go into the end zone, a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bees at the 20.
Yeah, great job. That's a nice luxury to have. You never see it now. Getting fouled back at some point, but just to have another kicker that can do that kind of thing, that's huge.
So now East Fairmont with the football, 3:30 to go, and the Bees offense has been stymied throughout the evening with just 2 first downs. They've thrown for a total of 56 yards in this game tonight. First down and 10. Crookshanks back to pass. Fakes short, now going to throw long. He sends it downfield. The pass is intercepted. Dinger's got it. One of the strengths of this Polar Bear team this season has been its secondary, and it raises its head again. Cannon Dinger way up to get that ball. There was a defender a little behind him, but he kept him from getting it. Went up, brought it down, held on to it. The Polar Bears have the ball with 3:20 to go in the third quarter.
You hear people talking about complementary football, offense and defense. Well, that was complementary football with defense, with the defensive line giving them pressure, forcing the throw, and a nice play on the back end.
1st and 10, Polar Bears at their own 46-yard line. Dinger goes in motion, goes back the other way, and now packed pass is Whitehair. He passes to Dinger, catches it at the 40, spun around, and gets it up to about the 45-yard line. So it'll be a loss of about a yard on the play.
I like the play call and the right play calling. We just don't
Brought down by number 57, Tyler Parrish.
the way they were coming after us. I think was the right play call. Just got to get it out of the half.
134 passing yards tonight for Whitehair. And Cannon Dinger has caught 4 straight. And that's not counting the interception. So I guess he has 5 straight catches. Just one was from the other quarterback. Second and 11 for Fairmont now at its own 45. White here in the shotgun, back to pass, getting pressure, dumps it off, pass caught by Longwell, has it at the 45. He comes to midfield, slips and goes down, and it'll be Fairmont's ball at the 50. Another flag on the play in the Polar Bear backfield. Oh, a foul called against East Fairmont. Late hit on the quarterback. Pass went for 7 yards.
Yeah, Jeff, I go back to that secondary. I know when we first started this season, we kind of talked about the secondary kind of was an unknown thing. But I'll tell you, this is an absolute strength of this team. It's one of the strengths on this. I think from top to bottom, when you look at this all defense, this secondary really impressed me. I mean, it's not just they're making plays; they're making athletic plays, and that's a really good thing to see.
The Polar Bears have 14 pass interceptions this season, and they have returned 4 for touchdowns. First down number 11 for Fairmont Senior, first major penalty against the Bees tonight. Now the ball is at the 35 in East Fairmont territory. Down to 2:05 to go, third quarter. Polar Bears on top, and the Bees have jumped off sides. East Fairmont's Elisha Towns jumped 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Polar Bears. Lewis at running back behind Whitehair, who comes up under center. Fairmont Senior 30, East Fairmont 7. Whitehair gives it to Lewis, looks for an opening, nothing there, and he's going to be gang tackled. No gain on the play.
Number 26, Jermaine Lewis, the ball carrier, brought down by number 2, Riley Trotto. Number 57, Tyler Parrish.
I really want to see them get the running game continue to prove to be a strength this second half. We need this as we move on.
The Polar Bears running attack tonight led by Dylan Hours, 78 rushing yards. He had 86 at halftime, but then took an 8-yard loss on a dropped ball here in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 for Fairmont. At the 30 in East Territory. Whitehair back to pass. Sends it downfield for Longwell. The pass is caught in the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Trey Longwell catches the 30-yard strike from Whitehair. And Fairmont leads it 36-7.
Number 3, Trey Longwell. 30-yard touchdown pass.
That time we had single coverage on the outside because they are committing to stop the run. And nice throw by Whitehair. Throws the ball very well.
Polar Bears going for the 2-point conversion again. Leading now 36-7. Whitehair is in the shotgun. He's looking to pass into the end zone. The pass is caught for the 2-point conversion. It's Colby Hamilton reaching up and bringing it in the center of the end zone. And there's a timeout on the field. The score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 38, the East Fairmont Bees 7 on 93.1 WFJM.
That's another touchdown and 2-point conversion brought to you by Rogers Electric and also by Clayton Home. Visit Drew Camion and his team at Clayton Home of West Virginia.
So the Polar Bears have turned a 14-7 halftime to a 38-7 Fairmont lead here before the end of the third quarter. We still have a minute to go, and the Polar Bears have scored 3 touchdowns here in the second half in the span of about 11 minutes. Here's Stinger kicking off. This is a line drive kick that hits at the 15, picked up at the 5-yard line by Murphy. Takes it up over the 20, the 25, the 30 to the far side, and then is brought down close to the 34-yard line. So the Bees, with just 54 seconds to go in the third quarter, now find themselves down 38-7.
Tackled by Gavin Michael. First attempt of the Bees at their own 32-yard line.
Quentin Atkinson has checked into the game for the Polar Bears along the front line. He's nose guard position, 6 foot, 300-pound sophomore. First and 10 Bees from the 32. And this time, Crookshanks isn't into the game, and Tingler is, and he takes the shotgun snap and runs with it.
Crookshanks, the ball carrier, brought down by number 20,
And he's brought down. That was
and number 52.
That was Avery Brown
Number 62,
carrying the ball for the Bees.
Yeah, right on cue there's Hamilton, and you see the wrestling background right there. That's a belt leg right there.
1 yard gain on that play. So Brown, running at the quarterback spot for the Bees, takes the snap and then takes it up over the 35-yard line. Hit by the Polar Bears linebacker Landon Tasker. Gain of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Bees. And the third quarter has come to an end from East West Stadium in Fairmont. Players used to raise their hands and show 4 fingers to mean the quarter belongs to them. Well, there should have been 3 fingers raised in that last 12 minutes because Fairmont outscored the Bees 21-0. And after 3, it's Fairmont Senior 38, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
12, Wayne 7. At the half, R.C. Bird 27, Bill Barber 6.
Yes, please.
In the fourth quarter, in Bridgeport, the Indians 56, Lincoln 14. In the third, GW 12, Woodward Wilson 7. In the third, Morgantown 20, Lindsley 17. And at the half, Park leads John Marshall 49-10. When the fourth quarter starts, East Fairmont will have it on their own 36, 3rd and 6.
We start the fourth quarter with East Fairmont in possession of the ball, and Avery Brown running the team at the quarterback spot, takes the shotgun snap and carries it up the middle. Tasker brings him down at the 42. It's going to be close to the first down. And the officials, instead of measuring, just said first down. The chain gang was a little hesitant. I don't know if they thought it was a first down, but they don't have any say in that. Brown gets the first down, takes the snap again, carries it right up the middle to about the 45-yard line. He is there, Dylan Hours. He runs the ball like Hours, a tough runner up inside. Brown just gets 3 yards on that play.
I still go back to the physicality we're playing with. I really think those AAA opponents have really shown us well if we have been to this point, just like we thought they would.
It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with Ian Crookshanks. It's just Brown running the team now. He takes the snap and he's running with it, and he takes it up to about midfield, then into Polar Bear territory at the 49. He'll get about 6 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Brought down by number 21, Landon Tasker. And number 70, Quentin Atkinson.
And they might have a lot to do with the decision to put Crookshanks on the sidelines with his team down 38-7, and running a more physical Avery Brown in there. Third down, and about a yard to go for the Bees. Brown takes the snap, and he's hit at the 50, and he's brought down. Crizell had him first, and he had a lot of help. Atkinson's plugged up the middle, and Crizell brought him down. It'll be a loss on the play back to the 50, and now they move it back to about where the line of scrimmage was, but I don't think he ever got there. It's going to be fourth down and a yard to go. No gain on that play. They'll go for it on this fourth down play near midfield. Clock down to 10 minutes to go. Polar Bears up 38-7. Brown out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, and he's running to the near side, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he stopped short of the first down. And now a flag is thrown. East Fairmont's player was hit, and he knocked his own guy down way back behind the bench, and a flag is thrown, and it looks like it's a flag thrown against the Polar Bears. But it was the East Fairmont player that knocked the other guy first.
This might be first, Jeff. I think this might be first.
I think that left field comment is becoming more and more appropriate as we move along. Mike Niggemeyer made the call, and he was defending it to the referee. So 15-yard penalty will give East Fairmont the first down after he was stopped for a loss of a yard. So East gets its third first down. Ball comes down to the 36. 9:46 on the clock. People will be hoarse after this game, not from cheering on their team, but screaming at the officials. First down and 10. Snap goes over the head of Von Frederick, and he goes back and covers up on it at about the 50. Trevor Bigelow was putting the pressure on for Frederick, and Frederick's coming out of the game. He's missed a good part of the season because of an injury, and I don't think he wants to do that again.
I'll tell you, Jeff, as we move on, we get into this playoff run, if this defense can continue to play with the intensity it's playing with tonight, we're going to have a chance. We're really going to have a pretty good chance. I like what I see from them.
Then Fairmont has a lot of subs in the game right now. Atkinson at the nose spot, and high snap, but it's taken by Fantasia, and he carries it inside the 50 down to the 48, maybe the 47. He'll get 3 yards on the play, and it's going to be third and very long for the Bees. So Dominic Fantasia, 14 yards rushing on 11 carries tonight. He came into this game with 915 yards all season long. Now third down and 21 yards to go for the Bees. And Fantasia takes the snap, and he is hit, but breaks free, takes it inside the 45 and down to the 40, and tossed down there. Crizell in on the stop for the Polar Bears, along with Michael.
Number 14, Gavin Michael. The fourth down for East Fairmont.
Let's see if Coach Bird starts to settle in more as we get inside the fence.
He's got Luke Ambrosino in at one of the linebacker spots. And it is going to be fourth down for the Bees. They'll go for it here. Snap comes to Brown. Brown rears back, throws, and the pass interception is dropped. The Polar Bears had another interception. It was Gavin Michael who had it right in his hands, and he dropped it at the 30-yard line. You can't get too upset with Gavin. He's had 4 interceptions this season for the Polar Bears. And the Bears take over on downs with 7:52 to go. So it'll be Fairmont's football, leading the Bees 38-7. First down and 10. The ball at the 40-yard line. Whitehair in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands it to Hours off the left side. Dillon at the 40, the 45. He's at the 50, and he's still running inside the 45, the 40, down the sidelines at the 35, the 30. Dragged down by the jersey inside the 30-yard line, inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 15. A 45-yard run by Dillon Hours. That puts him over 100 yards rushing tonight. And the Polar Bears have a first down and 10, back now at the 17-yard line. The second half has been all Fairmont Senior. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 17. Whitehair back to pass, looks downfield, and it's incomplete, intended for Lewis at about the 10-yard line.
Pass intended for number 26, Lewis, falls incomplete.
For Whitehair, he had completed 6 consecutive passes until that miss. He's now 10 of 15 tonight for 171 yards. He went over 1,000 yards, or 2,000 yards rather, passing in his career in this game tonight. Second down and 10 for the Polar Bears. And Whitehair on a keeper off the left side. He's inside the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's into the end zone. It's the Polar Bear touchdown. Brody Whitehair on a 17-yard run, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 44-7. So Dillon Whitehair scores for the Polar Bears. That's his 6th touchdown of the season, and Fairmont will now go for the 2-point conversion. Whitehair looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, now eludes pressure, runs with it towards the goal line, and he's going to just step inside the pylon for the 2-point conversion. Timeout on the field. 7 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter from East West Stadium in Fairmont. With the score, the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 46, the East Fairmont Bees 7 on 93.1 WFGM. The Polar Bears ready to kick off to the Bees. Back deep, Gavin Murphy and Evan Bartholow for East Fairmont. And Dinger will kick off from the 40-yard line on the near hash as he kicks from left to right. Kicking into the wind now for the first time on a kickoff. And there it is downfield, high, end over end, and it hits the ground and then rolls behind the returner, and it's picked up at the 1-yard line, and he takes it out over the 5, and he's stopped at about the 7-yard line. That was Evan Bartholow, and he's slow in getting up. And it'll be first and 10 for the Bees inside their 10-yard line with 6:52 to go in the game.
Return by number 82, Gavin Murphy.
See Logan Canfield in for the Polar Bears now, along with Andy Mines, Luke Aberzino, Dakota Nisley, Tristan Wills into the game as well for Fairmont, along with Navon Jones. So the Bees with a football now. And Brown running the team at quarterback, takes the snap, takes it off the right side. He gets up to the 10, sheds a tackler at the 15, up to the 20, and over the 20 to about the 30-yard line where he's run out of bounds. Dakota Nisley running him out. But a big gain for Avery Brown as he takes it from the 8-yard line up to about the 30.
Number 25, Dakota
22
Nisley.
yards on the carry
First down, East
by
Fairmont.
Brown. He's now gained 40 yards tonight, and he's East Fairmont's leading rusher. Ball at the 30, first down and 10. And the Polar Bears have jumped off sides.
Flag on the play. False start, East Fairmont.
91 yards. Oh, false start called against the Bees. So the Polar Bears jumped off, but East Fairmont evidently jumped first. So it's going to be first down and 15. I need to quit assuming on these calls. I've struck out a few times tonight. First down and 15, snap, comes back to Brown. Brown carries it off the right side, and he is hit and brought down nicely by Nisley.
Brought down by number 25, Dakota
Also
Nisley.
helping out for the Polar Bears was Campbell Brown, who had a
52,
couple nice defensive plays last week.
That was a real nice job pulling the gap there, Steve.
4-yard gain for Brown, and it's second down and 11. Ball at the 29-yard line. He takes the snap, runs it up the middle, and he's hit, and he's brought down at about the 31-yard line. Nice defensive play by the Polar Bears there.
34, the ball carrier. Now by number 21, Landon Tasker.
That was Tasker. I don't think he
25,
was still in the
Dakota
game,
Nisley.
but he is. Tasker's about the only regular in the game for the Polar Bears now. Well, he is the only one.
These young guys, they're fighting, they're fighting to keep this score tight.
Kapali into the game for the Polar Bears as well. He's on the front line. To the right of Atkinson. Third down and 9 for the Bees after the 2-yard gain. And Fantasia carries it off the right side, and he's going to be stopped at about the 35-yard line. He'll get about 4 yards on that play. And it's going to bring up a fourth down for the Bees. And Crookshanks is coming in. And if he's coming in, that's to punt on a fourth down and 5 with 4 minutes to go in the game, and the Polar Bears leading 46-7. The Polar Bears don't put anybody back now. They do send Jason Walker back deep to return the punt from Crookshanks, but if he puts one up there like he has before, he's not back far enough. And he does. He puts it over his head and it hits at the 30, and the Bees down it at about the 32-yard line. That's Evan Bartholow. And that's where the Polar Bears get it. First and 10 at the 32 with 3:35 to go in this game. And next week, hey, Ray, we get to stay here. Close to home. Timeout called by the Bees. Timeout on the field with 3:35 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Fairmont Senior 46, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM. .30.
The Polar Bear family wants you to be safe as you're leaving East West Stadium tonight. Put your cell phone away. Watch for pedestrians and stop for people in crosswalks. If you're walking, make sure drivers can see you and use crosswalks when possible. Please help.
The game is winding down here at East West Stadium in Fairmont. The Polar Bears are headed to home field advantage in the first round of the AA playoffs next week. Of course, if you're the home team, the other team picks the date. So it could be a Friday game, it could be a Saturday game. Last year, we knew it was going to be the date the whole time because Fairmont was always the lower seed in every game. Walker running at quarterback gives it to Canfield off the left side. Canfield out over the 30, the 35, the 40, and gets the first down at about the 43-yard line. He's going to get an 11-yard gain. Logan Canfield carrying the ball for the Polar Bears, and that is the first time he's carried it all season.
Brought down by number 75, Evan Cochran. Result of the play will be a Polar Bear first down.
The ball at the 44 in Fairmont territory. 2:45 to go. And Walker hands it off to Damani Johnson. Johnson looking for an opening, and he keeps the feet moving, and he takes it over the 50 and down to the 49-yard line. He's going to get about 7 yards on the play. Damani Johnson's highlight tonight, though, was that pass interception.
Yeah, I tell you, I go back to that play and just how he was just stride for stride with that receiver, and he could not have done that any better.
He's a dynamic type player, but he's only 5'8". So when you have him in the secondary, you're a little concerned, but he made a great play on that pass interception. 2nd down and 3 for the Polar Bears. And Walker on a quarterback keeper, trying to get outside to the right, gets back to the line of scrimmage and is upended and brought down there. No gain on the play for the Polar Bears. Stopping the play was made by the Bees. Hayden Biggie.
And number 4, Mason Blavo.
3rd down coming up for the Polar Bears. 3rd down and about 2. Jason Walker goes to the sidelines to get the play directly from the coach.
All 3 high schools will be in next week's playoff. Congratulations, Bears, Bees, and Huskies.
Polar Bear quarterback Jason Walker is just a freshman, 5'10", 140-pounder. 3rd down and 2 for the Polar Bears now from the east 48-yard line. And Boda gets the handoff, hit in the backfield. He's in big trouble, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back at about the 47-yard line. There were too many bees swarming around him, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on the play, and it's going to be 4th down and about 8 for the Polar Bears.
I'd really like to see us finish in the game we did, especially here in the second half. We've had some ups and downs as far as playing games, but tonight I think was we played very good game.
Game clock inside a minute to go now. It's just a matter of seconds. Polar Bears will come to the line of scrimmage. The play clock shows 10, and it is 4th down. So the clock will stop. If the Bears don't get the first down, it'll stop on the change of possession. And Walker takes the snap right up the middle. He takes it to the 50, and then he backs his way down and should have enough for a Polar Bear first down. He was running backwards, and he managed to get enough yards for a Fairmont first down at the 46-yard line. So it's a Polar Bear first down, and that's going to end it. Fairmont will not run another play. So the 102nd edition of the East-West game started kind of scary for the Polar Bears, who found themselves down in the first half. But the Polar Bears rally, and Fairmont Senior is headed to home field in the playoffs. The final score tonight, the Fairmont Polar Bears 46, East Fairmont 7 on 93.1 WFGM.
Polar Bear Nation fans, the Bears will be back here in action.
2 minutes.
Please plan to attend
142,
the opening round
187,
of the West
195,
Virginia SSAC
195,
Class AA
204 plus 12 is 216, minus 5 is 211. It's in the books at East West Stadium in Fairmont. The Polar Bears with a 46-7 win. People will look at that score and they'll think, wow, that wasn't a ball game. It sure was a ball game for the first half. There was no question that Polar Bears were in trouble in the first half of this game.
Yeah, and give East Fairmont credit. I mean, they've done a lot of things. They have a lot to be proud of for this year. I mean, they're definitely heading in the right direction. But what I'm really pleased with seeing is that the way we turned up the intensity the second half and the way we finished. I really like the way we finished the game in the second half.
One of the other things about this game was it was that third quarter. The Polar Bears recovered the fumble on the kickoff. They kicked off to East. East fumbled it. And from that point on, it was just downhill for East. It was at that point it was a 14-7 game, and East was getting the ball to start the second half, but they never really got a chance to get into anything because the game was played on that half of the field for pretty much the entire third quarter, and the Polar Bears just take it in, take it in, take it in, and all of a sudden it's a blowout after three quarters, as the Polar Bears were on top by a score of 38-7. So, and the other thing is, you take a look at the Polar Bears tonight. They they earned the 2-point conversion on their very first try, but then there was a penalty and they had to try it again and they missed. But after that time, they converted every one of their 2-point conversions. They were 5 for 5 after that one miss, so they finished the game 5 for 6 in 2-point conversions. You're not going to see that continue, but it was kind of good to get the experience because you never know down the road when that might become an issue.
Yeah, and a lot of times coaches they'll have their 2 point plays and they'll come into a week and maybe have one or two really good 2 point plays that they have in their back pocket. Well, this week we looks like we had to have a little bit more, but as the playoffs move on, I know they'll come up with some creative ways to have those 2 point plays, but it was really nice to see us execute because that can be very important as we move on down the road.
I'll tell you, there were some outstanding individual performances for the Polar Bears tonight. We talked about Dylan Hours. He had a crazy game because he had a couple of mistakes, and they were costly wins, but he had a lot more opportunities to shine, and he took advantage of that, rushing for over 100 yards tonight and scoring 3 touchdowns. So Dylan, while he had some negatives, he certainly had more positives tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the more I see him play, I draw some comparison to a former teammate that I had at Fairmont State and somebody very familiar to Polar Bear fans. That's Mike Joseph. And I know you're very familiar with Mike Joseph and the way he played. And I just the way I see his versatility, the way he can do a little bit of everything. I mean, he basically just like Mike Joseph was for us at Fairmont State, and at Fairmont State, the same thing. I mean, he can run, he can block, he can catch, he can play quarterback, he can sell tickets for you if he needs to. So sorry about that.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're more
Get a little
animated
excited,
than
yeah.
usual. Yes. But also, we had mentioned about Dylan, but how about Cannon Dinger in that little stretch in the third quarter where he had a beautiful interception, he had a nice touchdown catch, and he had a string where he caught 4 consecutive balls from Brody Whitehair, who was on target tonight. Give credit to the sophomore quarterback. He struggled a little early, but then in the second half, he was solid.
Well, absolutely. And you mentioned Dinger, and I'll tell you what, the athleticism that our receivers are playing with right now. What I really like to see is that they really do an excellent job of catching the ball with their hands. I mean, they don't let the ball get into their body, and you saw that with the catch that Hamilton made on that 2 point conversion, Dinger's catch. I mean, all these guys, and I really think that their athleticism is really starting to show the way that they high point the ball and they do the things the way it's supposed to be done.
We talked with Colby Hamilton on the pregame, and that 2 point conversion, by the way, is the first time he's ever scored a point in a high school football game. And so, I mean, you don't have to feel sorry for him from that standpoint because this kid on the wrestling mat has just dominated. I mean, a state champion as a junior, a runner-up as a sophomore, and he comes out and plays football, and he plays football like a state champion wrestler.
Very high level, and you can just tell he's a team first guy, the way he plays. And you watch him play on that edge, and they come down, and they bring him down what's called a 5 technique on the outside shade of the tackle. And you wouldn't think that he would play as big as he does, but he plays so physical. even not having the size that you'd expect to have in that position. So just a great football player.
It was a great game tonight, great atmosphere. We had a big crowd. Let's take a look at the final stats in this game, certainly dominated by the Polar Bears. Rushing yards, Fairmont Senior 211, East Fairmont 34. Through the air, Fairmont completed 10 of 15 passes for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. East Fairmont completed 4 of 11 passes for 56 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And total offense, the Polar Bears 388, East Fairmont 90. Leading rusher for the Polar Bears, Dylan Hours, 123 yards on 9 carries. And for East Fairmont, it was Avery Brown who came in and replaced Ian Crookshanks, quarterback in the final quarter. He gained 46 yards on 10 attempts. Touchdown scorers for the Polar Bears tonight. Dylan Hours on a 64-yard pass reception, Hours on a 20-yard run, and Hours on a 1-yard run. Cannon Dinger on a 10-yard pass reception. Trey Longwell a 30-yard catch, and Brody Whitehair a 17-yard run. 2-point conversions tonight, scored by Dylan Hours, Trey Longwell, Jiggy Lewis, Colby Hamilton, and Brody Whitehair. How about that? All 5 2-point conversions scored by somebody different. And the Polar Bears win the game 46-7. So what that means is we're not exactly sure what's going to happen. Now, my thinking is that from looking at the way the scores have gone tonight, that it most likely will be the Lincoln Cougars to play the Polar Bears. My guess is if it's Lincoln, we'll probably play Friday night here at the stadium. We know it's going to be here. We just don't know what the opposition is going to choose because the visiting team has the choice of the date and the time. So most likely it'll be Lincoln, and obviously it will be here, and I'm guessing a Friday night game. For East Fairmont, it looks like the Bees might be traveling down south to take on the Scott Skyhawks. Not sure about all the final scores tonight, but that'll all weed itself out as the evening progresses. So East Fairmont ends the regular season at 7-3, and Fairmont Senior ends the season with a record of 7-3 as well. And that is going to wrap things up tonight for the regular season and for Ray Frazier and me.
Can I say it? I've been waiting to say it all year.
You sure can.
And tonight, the news is good for Fairmont Senior fans.
Took the words right
I'm
out of
sorry,
my mouth.
Jeff. I've been waiting to say it all year.
Well, you can do it anytime. I second that.
All right.
It's a final tonight from East West Stadium in Fairmont. It's the Fairmont Polar Bears 46 and the East Fairmont Bees 7 on 93.1 WFGM. All right. Hey, thanks for your help tonight. You were solid. You were solid against